Doing a review on my new but old drill press, the Strong's drill press. I bought it a few days ago. Finally got it hooked up to electricity. Trying to still work, find out what all the gadgets are on it. I found out that this is like it's an engage for your spindle here, and that does that. And then you got a gear shift of some sort inside here. When you put it here, it constantly, it'll turn, but it turns really slow. When it goes, it'll just be in an automatic gear. Now, if you pull it down here, it'll go in neutral until you pull the lever over here. And then you'll pull that and engage that, and then it starts to turn. But with that thing straight up, it'll turn, but it will be real slow. So there'll be a little bit of power going to it. And if you want to speed it up, you just pull this lever and it kicks the main drive gear in and it goes a lot faster. But this here, you pull out on this and that halfway engages your drive to actually your feed drive. And then you got to pull forward on this, and then you'll see this here spinning. But I'll do a review of it running. It's got counterweights inside of it for everything. This here and this. It's a well-built machine, without a doubt. It's a little on the noisy side up here. Most of the noise comes from the drive train. I'm going to have to check the fluid in it to make sure it's good. And just do some maintenance on it, because it's definitely been neglected. You got this is a leather belt, and it almost looks like it's the factory one. I mean, it's in decent shape, but it's too loose. It spins, it starts squeaking because it spins. It's not tight enough. It's really loose. I know they ain't gonna get real tight, but I mean, you can spin it just by pulling it with your hand. You can actually, the belt slips. So the coffee can was dripping fluid, I guess the guy had. It has a little bit of a leak here. And this has transmission fluid in it. I don't know if that's what it calls for. So if anybody has any more input on what fluid was originally put inside here, I figured on gear oil, but this looks like transmission fluid. But there's the belt. The belt's seen its better days. I mean, it's not ripped or torn or anywhere, but it definitely needs tightened up, because she'll spin like crazy when you kick it on. It'll squeak until it gets caught up with the motor. But you got a twin belt, V belt, running from the motor down here. It's got a main power shut off here for whatever reason. Then you got they put the switch up here. But I'll give you a go at a look at this thing running. Like I said, it's kind of noisy, but it's a machine. It's not one of your everyday drill presses. This thing was made to do work, without a doubt. But I'll crank this thing on, and you'll take a look at that squeaking is definitely the belt. It's just slipping. Then you pull out on this lever. Like I said, it spins a lot slower, but it's spinning fairly fast right now because of the gear I got it in. And then to engage your feed drive, goes with this. And this is your speed of your feed drive. You pull out on this to engage the main. That'll engage. Then you pull back on this lever. Then that's automatically feeding the spindle down. It's automatically turning. And that's fairly fast too. you let go of this lever here, it'll stop spinning. And then you pull in on this. If you don't want the feed to be running, just go in neutral and it won't run, it'll just drill. And then you can hand feed the drill by the whatever you want to call it through here. But it's a pretty neat machine. It's a pretty neat machine. I think it's missing some fluid up in there. I think that's why it's making so much noise. But it's the gearing that's making all that noise. But you have your feed, your speeds of different ones. Over here, I'd say that one's low, and this is probably fast. It seems to feed pretty quick. And then, of course, you got your adjustments here. This is your speed for down here, your gear ratio. Then, I guess this is another one. So it'll feed as fast as those gears will let it. You can adjust the gear ratio on everything. Everything's adjustable. And this big old handle here. And that's in neutral. You just push back on it. But it's a big machine. I mean, it's over 7 feet tall. Pretty fascinating, though. Here's it says Kokomo high-speed drill. Cleveland, Detroit. I'd say that's the two factories that this thing was manufactured in, I'd say. So you got this. This thing definitely needs a cleaning. It's sat in the garage for a long period of time. So I plan on doing a little bit of cleaning on it, wiping it down. Using it for sure. I'll end up using it to drill something. So if you like the machine, just give me a like, and if you have anything to add, a little bit of information. There's not a lot out there on this drill. This is the only one I've seen. I've even looked up the name and everything, and this is the only one I've seen online. You know, if somebody knows about the date this thing was made, I'm guessing the early 1900s, like 1920, 30, somewhere around in there. So I hope you liked the video.